I'm Robbin Miller, host of Miller Chat. Today I will be interviewing authors in Shrewsbury on the books they have written, and they will be reading you some excerpts. My first guest is David Lee, and I wanted to thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, thanks.
You are a children's book author?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what age group do you write for?
I write for generally the elementary school to middle school audience. And as I grow older, I might gear more of my books towards a young adult to an adult audience. Basically, what age I am is what I'm writing for.
And the books you've written about, I know my son has read two of them. They're about dinosaurs, dragons, right?
Lots of science fiction-y.
Science fiction.
A little bit of fantasy, action, adventure, humor, all of it.
Well, I have to say, my husband, when he was reading it, he has to say you have a very creative imagination.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, very creative. And so what was the purpose of writing, you just like writing about fantasy and imagination?
I mean, I have a imagination, certainly, I watch a lot of science fiction movies, read a lot of fantasy and science fiction books, and writing is sort of an outlet. And also, I kind of want to keep writing because I want to be an inspiration for other people like me who have ideas. I want to show them that they can do it through my own certain efforts towards my ambition of writing. So that's kind of the reason why I'm writing books the way I am.
And you're going to college in a couple of years, right?
Yes, I am.
You want to be a writer?
I'm thinking about it. I could be a scientist too.
And you can still write books?
Yep, I can still write books about science fiction.
Just different type of giants, monsters, right?
Well, certainly.
Different type of action?
Well, certainly I'm going to put a lot more scientific explanation behind it.
Okay. Well, can you just read a brief excerpt for the audience?
All right, so this is Danny and the Trip to Outer Space. I wrote it when I was 8. It's the second book in my series. Ah, what a beautiful England countryside morning, Danny thought as he crawled out of his bed while he was still recovering from his adventure with the portal. Suddenly, surprise! Shouted Danny's siblings, his father and his mother. Danny, who was scared, leaped out of bed and onto the floor. Danny looked around. He realized it was his birthday. Everybody showed him their gifts. His mother brought Danny a box of oil canvas paints. His dad brought him a box of acrylic paints. And his older sister brought him the canvas. Danny's brother, John, brought him 3 gifts, a playground, wood, and paintbrushes. His younger sister, Mary, brought him a sculpture of her top heel shoes to finish Danny's shoe collection. And finally, his younger brother, Bill, brought him a wrapped present and a red toolbox. Danny opened up every present and opened the wrapped present last. When he tore off the gift wrap and the ribbon, in his hands sat an RC plane. It was different than all of those other RC planes. It was green with black cannons. Then suddenly, everybody dashed off to the dining room. There were cake, candy, chips and dip, soda, and ice cream. Danny started to play with the RC plane, and he accidentally spilled some soda on the aircraft. The aircraft started to grow big, and bigger, and bigger, and bigger still. The aircraft was growing before their very eyes. A yellow haze glowed around the aircraft. Bang! The machine sprang to life. Danny and his siblings scrambled for shelter. The RC plane gave a mighty growl and zoomed forward. Clangs and clatters of pots and pans roared through inside the kitchen. Danny, with his family close behind, watched as the giant RC aircraft went crashing and thrashing and crushing and banging all over the house. At last, Danny and his siblings managed to hang on to the plane for dear life as it zoomed around. Danny and his siblings hung onto the aircraft as they watched tables being thrown in the air, shelves collapsing to the floor, and clocks falling from the walls and breaking into a million pieces.
45 seconds.
Danny's parents were running after the aircraft to hang on to the human chain Danny and his siblings had made. Wham! The aircraft lunged for a shelf and destroyed the TV with a humongous crack. When Danny tried to get inside the aircraft, his birthday cake was knocked in the air by the aircraft's wing and smashed into his face. And in 1 in a billion chance, 2 lollipops, a cherry, and a banana went splat in the squashed cake on Danny's face and formed a funny smiley face on him. Danny's father closed the door of the aircraft. He saw Danny's face and screamed, "Ah!" Danny shouted back, "What?" He cleaned up the mashed cake on his face and found that the plane was zooming towards a wall. Kablooey!
All right. Well, thank you very much, David Lee, for coming on. And these are your books, right? You
Yep,
have
these are my books.
4, what do you have?
5 of them.
5 of them. You have any one coming out next year?
I may have. I'm still writing on it. It's a new concept, different from the series. Again, it's kind of more geared towards a teenage audience, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
But definitely science fiction, and it'll have my trademarks of writing.
And they can get on Amazon.com?
They're going to be available.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Take care.